Hey, folks, this is the True American Podcast. I have with me brother Chartrael Hall. He's the director of, he holds a position with the local Republican Party. I'll have him tell you what his position is and give a brief description as to what he does, what that entails. But I definitely wanted to bring him on today, folks, to talk about the mayor election, the results and all. I myself, I go back a little ways. I remember the last time there was a very strong, serious candidate from the put up by the Republican Party was Hal Heiner, and he only lost by a few thousand votes. And I'll never forget one high official with the Republican Party. I'm not going to share his name. It wasn't a confidential conversation, but still. And he said, "Man, if we can't win with Hal Heiner, I don't know who we can win with." That's the way he put it. Now, that really stuck in my mind.
All right.
So, brother, Chartrael Hall, brother, I'm going to start calling you Brother Hall.
All
brother,
right.
tell us what your title is with the Republican Party and basically what you're supposed to do.
All right, Brother Corbin, thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate what you do in teaching chess to these young people or anyone who wants to learn. It's a valuable game. My father taught me when I was 12 of how to play, and then I took it upon myself to continue to play and to learn and to listen. So I still play and keep a board on my desk in my office. So I just want to make sure I give you that shout out first and foremost. I'm looking forward to tapping in and engaging. But yes, I am a former mayoral candidate. I ran this past May in the primary, came in second to Bill Durf. So first time running, no name recognition, no strong ties or any of that as a Republican in this Republican Party here locally, but knowing this is the side in which I need to be on, taking a clear stance for conservative values, family, business ownership, security. So after that, I was offered a position through Don Fitzpatrick, who is the vice chair of the Jefferson County Republican Party. And he sat down with Stuart Ray and talked to Don Parkinson and Charlie Bell. She also had a hand in that meeting. And then Don was able to talk to Bill Durf. And so I was offered the position that was created called the Director of Community Outreach. So in that position, I engage with the community across Jefferson County as a whole. I'm from the West End and South End by way of youth. So I have strong ties there. I also played basketball. I went to Mayoral High School. I went to Spalding University and Bellarmine. So I have strong ties. I like to say that I made it in Louisville from Southwick and Cotter Homes, from the projects to Prospect, right? So yeah. But I just look to engage in open minds and open hearts through opening doors. The Republican Party does not do a great job of reaching out nor connecting. We can't, and we just show up during election time, though the other party as well. But after 53 years of Democratic leadership, you don't have to do as much because everybody's on this hamster wheel and it becomes the norm. So I believe I'm here to disrupt that norm to help us to be able to see that we don't have to just do this because we've always done it. We clearly see that it's not working. And so I come in my position as a community outreach to just educate and enlighten so many in the community as to what the Republican Party truly stands for, not just one person or something that has happened. And often we look nationally. I'm bringing the scope back down locally and getting us engaged of knowing who your mayoral person is, who your metro council, people are, who your different officials, who your chief is, to who your precinct captain, sergeants. We don't know any of these things as a community as a whole.
Brother, how can people reach you? How can people contact you?
So my email will be the best way is chall0690@gmail.com. I'm on all social media platforms as well, but I predominantly use Facebook, where it's my name, Chartrael Hall. And on Instagram, I still have it on there as Hall for Mayor 502, because I don't plan on changing that, because I still feel that I am that the mayor has to be that person that the community comes to and comes through to be able to navigate and to
Right.
get things done. So I'm just looking to be that point person of connection and that bridge.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, we only got a couple of minutes left. We both got started a little late. So I just want to ask you a couple of quick questions and then again, just say to folks, this is the True American Podcast. Folks, please like and subscribe, share this because this is someone we don't get to connect with, a thinker like this very often. So, hey, share this post with this interview with other folk. Look, the last I heard, Greenberg got 51% of the vote. Deeriff got 46%. Martina Kanaki, she got about a little under 1%. So those are the top three finishers. Brother, as you mentioned during your briefing, when you were introducing yourself, I think it was like 50 something years ago, last time we had a Republican mayor.
53 years, yes, sir.
53
So
years
that was
ago.
in 1961. Cal Gill was the mayor of this city, and after him, it was Smead, 65 to 69. That's the last time we
Wow.
had a Republican mayor in the
Wow.
city of Louisville.
So, Deeriff, to me, I thought he's a strong candidate. Mayor of Jeffersontown. Seemed like, and then as far as I could tell, Greenberg didn't have any public office experience. Was I wrong in that?
No, you're correct. He did not. He was a owner of 21C Museum and a businessman of real estate. I know he was a part of certain initiatives when it comes to development
Right.
as well. So no, he doesn't have any.
But Deeriff, he was actually mayor of
Right.
Jeffersontown, managed stuff. He knows about budget, law enforcement and stuff, and yet he still lost. What do you
Yes.
think happened?
I think it is based off of a lot of times we think people are more aware or educated and engaged on certain specific issues or what makes sense. But you also have to think about our city as a whole, and education wise, if you just look at JCPS, per grade level is 77% illiteracy rate.
Mm-hmm.
So we think that, a lot of times people can read into certain things of what makes sense when you look across the board, but everybody's not looking in a totality.
Okay.
It's really broken down into specific issues of, what feels is what I would say. And what I mean by that is, the abortion was pushed really hard.
Yes.
The fact of the Republican Party, I know a lot was Trump, how people feel towards Trump, how people feel towards Mitch McConnell, and just the party as a whole and the reception locally here in the city. It's just certain trigger points for the people who do vote and that are registered.
Okay.
I believe it was a play to and a cater to, women should have their own choice with their bodies, and about the abortion clinics and Roe versus Wade. That's what really happened. It didn't have anything to do with Bill being mayor of J-Town for 12 years and having experience to be able to run a city. It was more about who is relatable and connects with the people on what they feel.
Okay.
Not on policy, again, what they feel.
I get you.
And it's that piece of connectivity where a lot of times locally, for what I've been observing and what I've heard prior to, because I've been a Republican since 2020. So here locally, it's more of a coder where it's business and to the points, and these are the issues and these are the policies and this is the change. But there's no connectivity as to this is where we are as a people and how we feel based on what we think is going on, or how we feel based on what we view from our viewpoint as Christ, put yourself in their shoes. So I think it was just more of those pieces of, Greenberg was very approachable. He's very charismatic. He's a businessman, shakes everyone's hand, speaks very well, is a part of the Democratic Party, 53 years. It's a number of pieces, components that we're not looking at from the other side. Because as a Republican, you but look at how the city looks, and look at housing, and look at economics and look at safety, right?
Right.
And look at these issues that's really plaguing us, the crime and the violence and the
Right.
drugs. That's people will just consider that norm in a lot of cases.
You know, brother, I got to conclude here. I got some other guests trying to come in on a different interview I'm doing. But, you know, as I'm sitting there listening you talk, and you were talking about, you know, the more positive points about Greenberg as an individual and in his campaign, you know, I start running through my mind, hey, we made a mistake not putting Chartrael up there as our nominee.
But Chartrael.
Chartrael.
Well, you know, I'm here to serve. Like I said, nobody knew me. I didn't have, you know, a lot of money, the name recognition. Bill's the mayor of J-Town. People have known him here locally. And the same way we're not able to take risk, you know, that, you know, we don't feel that we just don't know. You know, we fear a lot of things that we don't know. So I was unknown. And, you know, like I said, I'm here to serve. So I'm just, I'm here. I'm here, Corbin. That's all I say.
Well, you know, now I want my listeners to know that you didn't put me up to saying that. You know, you didn't give me no check or anything to say that.
This is the first time. It's the first time we've engaged.
But I do want to put that bug into people's ear. Hey, look at what happened. Look at some of the things that happened. And I think maybe the party might have made a mistake in putting my brother up in there. Because if you want to talk about someone who's personable, who's approachable, who knows the city issues inside and out, who wants to take a different, more creative approach to reaching out to people, I think the person I have on screen right now is that individual. So I seriously hope the leadership starts saying, well, wait a minute, maybe we made a little mistake here and we need to correct that mistake next time. Folks, he didn't put me up to saying that.
I appreciate those kind words, Corbin.
All right, brother.
But yes, sir. We're just here to serve, and we're gonna keep working. The biggest thing that before you get off, what we have to do, this is one of the things I already knew. You have to continue campaigning and canvassing beyond the point of election. You cannot just show up at election cycles, an election year, and expect to receive victory like we did this year. You can't do that. You have to be putting in the work prior to, if you want to see the result. So it doesn't matter what the current situation of the city is and what's going on. Have you been present? Have you been serving? Are you relatable? Do they know you? Does the people know you? Not by name, but by character. Do they know you and they trust you? That's what people are looking for. And people would, you know, rather go with what they know. Again, like I said, opposed to taking that risk and chance on the unknown. But we're going to have to do some different things this go around.
Well, folks, this is the conclusion. It's the True American Podcast. I just interviewed my brother, maybe the next mayor of Louisville. Maybe the Republican Party won't make that second mistake not nominating him. Chartrael Hall. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Chartrael Hall. All right.
You got it.
Brother, let's do this again sometime, okay?
Definitely.
All right,
I appreciate it, Corbin. We'll be in touch.